In America, more than 1 in 3 older men are silently living with something that no one wants to talk about. Not cancer, not heart disease, something even more private. Weak blood flow to the penis. Night after night, the body slows down. Desire fades, confidence drops, and worst of all, no one says a word. But here's what most men don't know. Sometimes the real problem isn't aging. It's not just low testosterone. It's something they're doing every day to their own body, without even realizing it. I'm talking about a simple, common mistake that men over 60 often make with their private parts, especially in the bathroom or bedroom, that might be slowly damaging nerves, restricting blood flow, and even leading to long-term erectile dysfunction. Yes, it sounds shocking, but it's real. And if you're over 60, retired, maybe dealing with high blood pressure or diabetes, you could already be at risk. The worst part? Doctors don't always tell you, and by the time the warning signs show up, it's often too late. That's why in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do to your penis after 60. You'll learn the one common habit that slowly destroys sensitivity, how blood vessels in the penis get silently damaged, a critical mistake men make with urination that can cause nerve injury, and the simple daily switch that could save your manhood. So let me ask you, do you ever feel numbness down there? Are you struggling to stay firm, even when the desire is still in your mind? Have you been told it's just part of getting older? Because if you answered yes to any of these, you need to hear what I'm about to explain. This video could change the way you age as a man. It could even help restore confidence, circulation, and vitality in ways you haven't felt in years. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt frustrated with your performance or energy. You're not alone, and this community is here to help you heal. Give this video a like if you care about men's health after 60, and make sure you subscribe, because we're just getting started. Now, let's dive into the first and most common mistake men over 60 make with their penis. That could be causing lasting harm without them even realizing it. The first mistake, holding back urine. Most older men think it's harmless. They feel the urge to go, but they hold it in because they're busy, they're out in public, or they just don't want to get up again. But here's the truth. Holding back your urine, especially over and over again, can be quietly destroying the nerves around your prostate and penis. Let me explain how. As men age, the bladder muscles weaken, and the prostate often grows larger. This makes urination slower, harder, and sometimes incomplete. But when you delay urination, you're increasing pressure inside the bladder. That pressure doesn't just affect the bladder. It travels down into the urethra, the pelvic nerves, and even the delicate tissues of the penis. Over time, that pressure can lead to bladder nerve fatigue, reduced pelvic floor strength, compression of the penile blood vessels, and increased risk of urinary retention. One study published in the Journal of Urology found that men who frequently delay urination have a significantly higher chance of developing chronic urinary problems, nerve dysfunction, and even early signs of erectile impairment. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Harold, age 67. Harold was a retired school principal. He thought it was normal to hold it during his morning walks. He said, "Doctor, I don't like using public bathrooms." But over time, he noticed something troubling. His erections were weaker. He started feeling numbness in the base of his penis. And even after peeing, he still felt unfinished, like something was left inside. We ran a pelvic scan and found that his bladder wasn't fully emptying, and the pressure had caused mild nerve inflammation around his urethra and lower prostate. His habit of holding it, something he thought was harmless, was silently harming his manhood. And the worst part? It could have been prevented with one simple change. So if you're watching this and you're over 60, never ignore the urge to urinate. Never delay going to the bathroom. When your body says go, go. Because every time you hold it in, you may be adding more pressure, more damage, and more risk to your sensitivity, your blood flow, and your ability to perform as a man. Stop ignoring your bladder. It's not just an age thing. It's your body's way of protecting your future. In the next of this video, I'll reveal another extremely common habit men over 60 make, usually in the shower, that silently hurts your erections and weakens your manhood over time. And trust me, almost every man I know has done this at least once in his life. The second mistake, using hot water on the penis. Now let's talk about something even more surprising. A habit that feels good in the moment, but may be slowly damaging your manhood without you realizing it. It happens during your morning routine, in the shower. Many older men enjoy taking long, hot showers. The warm water feels relaxing, comforting, even soothing to sore muscles. But here's the problem. Directly exposing your penis to hot water day after day can cause long-term damage to your blood vessels, nerves, and hormone response. How? Let me break it down. The penis contains tiny, heat-sensitive blood vessels. These vessels are critical for erection strength, sensitivity, and even testosterone signaling. When exposed to high temperatures, like from a direct stream of hot water, these blood vessels can become dilated and overstretched, irritated or inflamed, and over time, less responsive to arousal signals. And that's not all. Your testicles are also extremely sensitive to temperature. In fact, they are located outside the body for a reason. Because sperm production and testosterone balance need cooler temperatures. Repeated exposure to hot water, especially during long showers, can lower testosterone, reduce sperm quality, and damage the temperature regulation system of your reproductive organs. A study from the University of California found that men who took daily hot baths had a significant drop in testosterone levels within just 3 months. But the good news? When they stopped, their levels recovered. Let me give you a real-life example. Joseph, age 71, was a former Navy officer. He told me, "Doctor, I love hot showers. They help my back pain." But over the past year, he'd noticed his erections were getting weaker, his desire was lower, and his energy felt drained by noon. We ran blood work. His testosterone was well below normal for his age. He hadn't changed his diet. He hadn't started any new medications. But what did change? He started taking 20-minute hot showers every morning, aiming the water directly at his groin. That heat, something he thought was helping, was actually suppressing his testosterone and damaging blood flow to his penis. So what did we do? We reduced the water temperature, limited shower time to under 10 minutes, and taught him to use lukewarm or cool water around the groin area. Within 6 weeks, he reported feeling more alive. His drive returned, and his morning erections, which had disappeared, started coming back. So if you're using hot water on your private area, even if it feels good in the moment, stop. You're not relaxing it, you're weakening it. Switch to lukewarm water, or simply avoid direct water pressure on the groin. It's a small change, but it can make a big difference for your performance, sensitivity, and hormonal health. Drop a comment below if you've ever enjoyed hot showers, and let us know if this surprised you. In the next, I'll reveal a third common habit that millions of men over 60 are doing, often right before bed. That could be silently reducing testosterone and damaging nerve response in the penis. And this one? It involves a specific vitamin that's often recommended for men's health, but when taken the wrong way, can actually do the opposite. The third mistake, taking too much vitamin D. This next one will shock many older men, because for years, you've been told that vitamin D is good for you. Doctors say it's good for your bones, good for your immune system, even your mood and testosterone. And that's true, to a point. But here's what most men aren't being told. Taking vitamin D at the wrong time or in the wrong dose, especially after age 60, can quietly damage your blood vessels, increase your risk of blood clots, and lower your testosterone. Let me explain. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means your body stores it. It doesn't flush out easily like vitamin C, and when it builds up too much, especially in men who are already taking multiple supplements or who get sun exposure, it can cause something called vascular calcification. That's when calcium starts depositing in your arteries, especially in the tiny vessels around the heart, brain, and yes, the penis. A recent 2024 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men over 60 who took more than 4,000 IU of vitamin D daily for over 3 months had a marked increase in arterial stiffness and lowered testosterone sensitivity. Even worse, vitamin D toxicity can go unnoticed for months, no symptoms, until suddenly you have chest pain, erectile weakness, or even stroke-level symptoms. And here's what most men never consider. Many men's multivitamins, bone supplements, and even prostate blends all contain overlapping doses of vitamin D and calcium. That combination? Dangerous. Why? Because excess calcium plus high vitamin D accelerates plaque formation inside blood vessels. And guess which arteries are the first to get clogged? Not your heart, not your brain, but the tiny, hair-thin arteries in the penis, where good blood flow is crucial. Now let me tell you about George, a 68-year-old retired firefighter. He came to my clinic after struggling with weak erections, brain fog, and high blood pressure. He was taking a multivitamin with 2,000 IU of D, a bone support capsule with 200 mg of calcium, and an extra vitamin D3 drop, 5,000 IU, every night before bed. He thought he was doing the right thing for his health. But when we tested his blood, his calcium levels were elevated. His vitamin D was way above optimal range, and his testosterone was at its lowest point ever recorded. We immediately stopped the excess supplements, switched him to 3000 IU every other day, taken with healthy fat in the morning, and rebalanced his magnesium intake. 6 weeks later, George came back smiling. His morning energy was up, his blood pressure normalized, and his sexual function returned with confidence. So remember, you do need vitamin D, especially in the winter, but don't overdose, and never mix high-dose vitamin D with high-dose calcium, unless your doctor specifically tells you to. Always test your levels every few months, and when in doubt, ask your doctor to measure 25-OHD, the active form in your blood. In the next, I'll expose one of the most common daily habits that millions of senior men do, and it involves your underwear. Yes, your choice of fabric and fit could be silently causing testicle shrinkage, low testosterone, and decreased circulation to your groin area. The fourth mistake, wearing the wrong underwear after 60. Now this may sound strange at first, but what if I told you your underwear could be killing your testosterone? That's right. Every day, millions of older men wear the wrong type of underwear. Too tight, too synthetic, or too heat-trapping. And slowly, silently, it begins to shrink their testicles, lower their free testosterone, and reduce blood circulation to the one area of the body they care about most. Let's break this down. Your testicles aren't just there for show. They are your body's natural testosterone factory. But here's the catch. That factory only works at the right temperature. And that temperature? It's about 3 to 5 degrees cooler than the rest of your body. That's why your testicles hang outside, in the scrotum, instead of being tucked away inside the body. Now here's where things go wrong. When you wear tight briefs, boxer briefs, or any nylon or polyester fabric, you trap heat in your groin all day long. And the result? Overheating of your testicles, shutdown of testosterone production, reduced blood flow to the groin. A 2021 study published in Andrology found that men who wore tight synthetic underwear had 25% lower sperm count, 18% lower testosterone levels, and increased signs of testicular atrophy, especially after age 60. And it gets worse. When testicles are compressed too long, the veins in that area can become twisted or swollen, a condition called varicocele. It not only causes pain and discomfort, but it leads to permanent blood pooling, shrinkage, and chronic testosterone suppression. Let me share a real case. Jim, a 64-year-old, retired military veteran, came into my office complaining of fatigue, low libido, and a dull ache in his groin after long walks. He had been wearing tight, compression-style briefs every day, thinking they gave him better support. But after a thorough checkup and ultrasound, he was diagnosed with grade 2 varicocele, and his testosterone had dropped to that of a 75-year-old man. We made 2 immediate changes. Switched to 100% cotton, loose boxers, breathable, natural fabric. Recommended going underwear-free at night to let the area recover and breathe. Within 8 weeks, Jim reported better sleep, higher energy, improved morning stiffness, and yes, stronger bedroom performance. It was that simple. So here's what you should do, starting today. Only wear 100% cotton or bamboo fabric underwear. Make sure they're loose-fitting, never tight or compressive. At night, go natural, let your body recover. And during the day, avoid sitting for too long without standing and adjusting. Gentlemen, your testosterone depends on the health and temperature of your testicles. Protect them, and they'll serve you well. Now in the final of this video, I'll reveal the most surprising mistake of all. It's something you've probably done today, before watching this video. A habit that quietly shrinks your testosterone, slows your metabolism, and puts your blood vessels at risk. And it's hiding in your coffee mug. The fifth mistake, adding this to your coffee every morning. In America, millions of men over 60 begin their day with a hot cup of coffee. But what if that simple habit was actually killing your testosterone? Let me explain. It's not the coffee itself that's the problem. In fact, black coffee in moderation can actually boost circulation and help with energy. The real danger is what you're adding to your coffee every morning. And I'm talking about artificial creamers, chemical sweeteners, low-quality dairy loaded with hormones, and worst of all, flavored syrups. Let's start with non-dairy creamers. Most of them are made with hydrogenated oils, corn syrup solids, and artificial preservatives like carrageenan. These compounds trigger a chronic state of inflammation in your gut, interfere with nutrient absorption, and have been linked to endocrine disruption, meaning they mess with your hormones, especially testosterone. And those tiny packets of sugar-free sweeteners, they might say 0 calories, but they're not zero damage. Many of them, like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium, have been shown in recent studies to reduce the sensitivity of testosterone receptors and increase the Production of estrogenic compounds in men. In a 2022 meta-analysis from the Journal of Hormonal Health, researchers found that men over 60 who consumed artificial sweeteners daily had 14% lower testosterone and a significantly higher waist circumference, a clear marker of hormonal imbalance. And it gets worse. Flavored syrups, especially the ones used in fancy coffee drinks, are loaded with high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and preservatives that directly increase your insulin resistance, which then triggers more belly fat, more estrogen, and a steady decline in free testosterone. Let me tell you about Charles, a 67-year-old retired accountant. He drank coffee every morning, with hazelnut-flavored creamer and 2 packets of sweetener. He was active, walked daily, but still felt like his energy was tanking. He couldn't lose the fat around his midsection, and his bedroom confidence was gone. We ran some labs, and his testosterone was at 310 mg/dl, dangerously low. We made just one change. Switched him to black coffee, with a dash of unsweetened almond milk, and 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Within 6 weeks, Charles's testosterone went up by 70 points. His energy came back, and his waistline started shrinking, all from changing his coffee habit. So here's your takeaway. Ditch the flavored creamers. Avoid sugar-free sweeteners, especially aspartame and sucralose. Use natural options like unsweetened almond milk, organic coconut milk, or even grass-fed butter in moderation. Add spices like cinnamon or nutmeg. They help regulate blood sugar and may support healthy testosterone. Gentlemen, it's not just what you eat. It's what you consume daily, automatically, without question, that can make or break your hormones. And something as small as your coffee routine can either push you towards strength and vitality or drag you further into fatigue, weakness, and hormonal decline. If you're a man over 60 and you've been struggling with low energy, low confidence, shrinking muscle, and poor performance in the bedroom, remember this: you are not broken. You are not too old. You simply need to remove the hidden traps and give your body the tools it needs to heal and rebuild. So starting today, protect your testosterone, support your circulation, avoid these 5 common mistakes, and take back the strength, energy, and passion you deserve. This is Dr. Michael James, wishing you vibrant health, strong blood flow, and a future full of vitality. Until next time, stay well, stay sharp, and never stop fighting for your best years.